In the mid-14th century, Europe experienced one of the deadliest events in human history, the Black Plague. Between 1347 and 1351, an estimated 75 to 200 million people died across Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa.
Plague is notorious for causing mass sickness and devastation. But as much tragedy as the disease has caused, it also helped drive crucial scientific and social progress.
In some regions, entire towns disappeared. In others, half the population was wiped out in just a few years. No war, famine, or natural disaster had ever caused destruction on this scale. The disease is now believed to have been caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, spread primarily through fleas that lived on rats. Trade routes carried infected ships from Central Asia into Mediterranean ports, where the plague spread rapidly through crowded cities and villages. People had no understanding of bacteria or infection. Many believed the plague was a punishment from God. Others blamed poisoned wells, bad air, or alignment of the stars. With no clear cause, fear spread faster than the disease itself. Symptoms appeared suddenly. Victims developed high fevers, chills, vomiting, and painful swellings called buboes in the groin, neck, or armpits. Black patches formed on the skin as blood vessels burst beneath the surface. In many cases, death followed within days. Doctors were powerless. Treatments included bloodletting, herbal mixtures, or carrying fragrant flowers to ward off what was believed to be toxic air. None of it worked. Physicians often fled cities, leaving the sick to fend for themselves. As death overwhelmed communities, social order began to collapse. Farmers abandoned fields. Priests refused to administer last rites. Families left their sick relatives behind to avoid infection. Mass graves became common as cemeteries filled beyond capacity. Fear turned neighbors against each other. In many cities, minority communities, especially Jewish populations, were accused of causing the plague and violently persecuted. Thousands were killed in massacres fueled by panic rather than evidence. Labor shortages transformed society. With so many dead, surviving workers demanded higher wages and better conditions. Long-standing feudal systems began to weaken. Laws were passed attempting to freeze wages, but enforcement proved impossible. The plague also reshaped religion and culture. Some people lost faith entirely. Others became more devout, joining movements that practiced public penance and self-punishment in hopes of divine mercy. Art and literature increasingly focused on death, decay, and the fragility of life. By the early 1350s, the initial outbreak began to subside, though the plague would return in waves for centuries. Europe emerged permanently changed. Population levels would not fully recover for generations. The Black Plague was not just a medical catastrophe, it was a turning point in history. It reshaped economies, challenged authority, altered belief systems, and forced societies to confront how fragile civilization truly was. What made the plague so devastating was not only the disease itself, but how unprepared humanity was to understand or control it. It remains a reminder that fear, ignorance, and unchecked panic can be just as destructive as the illness that sparks them.